Alright guys, I'm gonna start doing a little segment of just licks and solos only. It's not like the full song covers. And in it I'm gonna cover some of my favorite songs that I've played over the years. But this one's gonna feature Ratt's Round and Round. So since the Geico commercial has come back on, it's regained a lot of popularity. I do the song in a cover band that I'm in, and I really enjoy the song quite a bit. And I'm going to show you the way I play it. I never play anything perfectly. I've never claimed to be a real good guitarist. Out there doing the best I can like anybody else. So this is how I play it. Hope it helps you out if you're struggling with the licks. I tried to make the video like this short and just showing the licks where the hand placement is, and maybe talk a little bit about what scale I'm using. I'm not awesome with theory, so I use the major scale a lot in all of its iterations and all of its mode changes. So really the major scale and the pentatonic blues is about what I work off almost 100% of the time. So anyways, hope you enjoy it. Here we go. The alternate version, that's the version if you're the only guitarist. The alternate version, if you have a guitarist for the intro, or the chorus, of course, are the same thing, is to play it without the root on the A string. The reason you would do that is so that the frequencies don't overlap, so that you don't record tones or you're playing live with another, like maybe another guitarist does that part. For example, another guitarist play the rhythm with us. And so then if another guitarist does that, you're free to go. You're just playing then these three strings in the middle. You're not playing the A string. You're just playing D, G, and B. But it makes it a little easier if you have difficulty with the full barred A minor chord here. So all it is an A minor barred up to E. Barred A major. And then a stretch here. You want to get that vibrato at the end of that too. It's really prominent in the song. So that's the lick. Alright, the verse lick is sometimes people do that part like this. So I tend to go also, sometimes for my own personal licks, I like to do these little quick Nuno Betancourt licks is what I call them, but they're just fast chops. So I'll do something like this. Something like that. Just throw it in, make it your own. So the next break is the bridge. I knew right from the beginning. That part's pretty important. I hardly hear people play that right, but it's just it's the A major barred, but the top strings are open. So the whole chord is. So and that's the D walk down, from the fifth chord walk down. You're just playing these three strings from the top to the bottom. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. come back to that. Make sure you're muting this part and just come back to the root of it, okay? Which is that B major. Same chord. Then a lot of people like to do the walk up like a. So the whole thing would sound like this. So then the next part is the solo, because pretty much all the rest of it's just rinse and repeat. So the next part's the solo, and you want to start that. It's broken up into little segments. I don't play the segments perfectly, so this is my interpretation of it. Also, they play at a drop, and it's not in E standard. It's in one whole step down, or half step down. So it's actually in E minor or E flat. Alright, so into the solo. The solo starts off with this slide up to this note. And then from there, that part I just do my blues lick. So if you're in the blues, the first box, I call it the first box pentonic. If you're in that box, that's where you are. You're trying to visualize that. You hit this note here, which is not quite in that box, and then you hit the right note. Then I do this little blues run of a consistent. It's basically a chromatic run of kind of like the blues run. So it's then slide back down, but you're an octave lower, and you go. Again, whatever your hands find comfortable in this spot, just do it. But I'm riffing off of this, just these few notes there. And then whenever you stop it on your ring finger or your pinky, and then slide that up to the 12th fret. It's actually the 14th fret, but it's this 5th position. So it'll end up like this. So you can, and the reason I do it here is because I'm jumping between here and the next lick, which is up here. I don't want to finish all that down here. I want to be halfway there. It makes it easier. So I'll go. And then the next lick is, and that lick is just these two strings in the center, 3 and 4. So, and then you're going to pedal off of this. So you're back in that first position. You're going to pedal off of this note here. So a combination of these notes. Okay, next section, it's the harmony section. Okay, so you can do that in minor, pentonic, diminished, whatever you want to do. All right, this last section is just that outro verse kind of change. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'll just play to it. It's at the end of the solo, and then it goes into the last verse. Then that's it. That's the last thing. And then the only other thing that's really left is the outro solo. So it'll go through that round and round several times, and then it has a stagger and drop off, and I'll play that part. You'll know what I'm talking about again. So you're just doing a walk down off of that C. Then outro solo. The next part's the outro solo, and again, I kind of improvise a lot of this part, but I'm going to build up to it and just play it. So anyways, that last bit is just blues improvised over the natural minor scale. So that's the scale. Again, that's just running over this minor scale. Run over it with, you know how the song sounds, so fill in the licks the best you can with that scale, and then at the end just do the little blues. Now the last piece has, it's like the blues scale, so it's the, but it has this major note added. That's the scale. Here's the notes. Lick sounds something like this. And then it ends with this. All right. So there it was, short and sweet. I hope that helped you figure out some of the licks maybe you were struggling with. Hand placement as well. Again, the song's originally played in a half step flat, so it's in D sharp, I guess you'd call it, E flat. But I play everything. I try to transcribe all of it to play just in standard tuning, because most bands and most people that I jam with, that's how they're going to be playing it. So I just learn it there. And man, you could tune a guitar down if you have to do that. But I hope that helped you out. Hope you like this kind of content on this channel. I'll probably be doing more of it because it's I love to do licks and play licks and figure out solos. I always figure them out my way. So comments, criticisms are welcome. I already know that I play it wrong, so any other comments about you played it wrong, I already know. So I hope you enjoyed it. Share, like, subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.